Arthur Morgan from Red Dead Redemption 2 once said, "We can't change what's done, we can only move forward."
We can't change what's done. We can only move on.
Have you ever found yourself replaying through a game you played early on in life, trying to experience what you felt in that very moment you played it for the first time? Don't worry, it's a common thing to do. You open your eyes and peek into a different hidden universe presented to you in the form of a video game. And since we are more prone to go with what we already know and what we've played for thousands of hours, we're given the option between what's new and what we already know. And most of the times, we go for the option we're familiar with. We tend to stick to those games we already know, therefore providing us with a feeling of overstimulation, to the point where we can't even play anything else but just play the same thing until we are bored. But hey, we still keep on playing that same game, and gamers love to do this. How do I know this? Well, that's because I am a gamer. And yes, I do have crippling depression. So now that begs the question, why can't you let go? There's a paper written on a site called Psychological Writing that speaks on overstimulation, and it says, and I quote, "The problem with these is that most stimuli is perceived and consumed in such an exaggerated form that people's brains become unable to get satisfaction or even function properly when they do something else that's less entertaining. As a result, individuals start doing the things that overstimulate their brain regularly to get more or at least the same amount of pleasure, and these behaviors become addictive." End quote. When you're young, the world and its environment create you through providing experiences to you through what's given to you. But when you grow older, you create a world for yourself to live in through choosing your own experiences. And if you keep on choosing to play the exact same game every single day and stick to what you're used to, you end up becoming the same person. You're not going to grow with any other thing but that same world.
Hey, you. Finally awake.
When you play that one game that affects you in a way that no other game could, there's little to no reason to move on. Well, mystery is just non-existent anymore. And as a result, you're experiencing a different hidden universe of stimulation for hundreds, if not thousands of hours. That keeps you from experiencing other universes out there, all just because you feel comfortable in that one world. Finding new games to play that you'll enjoy is hard, especially in this current day and age when games are starting to become stale. But trust me, there is a way, and we are going to fix you. The dopamine I get from hearing this is immeasurable. Now, the reason why I turned this on is because I'm going to show you something that I have not shown many people, not even my family. I turned on the PlayStation and made my way to my profile. This right here is my profile. I've spent about 2,800 hours of my life playing Grand Theft Auto 5. And that's just one game out of the 190 games that I've played. That might be rookie numbers to some of y'all, but to me, that's a little bit concerning, I'm not going to lie. You might have more hours in your favorite video game or less, but if you enjoyed yourself in those hours, then believe me, those hours were not spent in vain. But if you're like me, playing the same game over and over again is starting to become a little bit boring. But wait, why do we continue to play the same game if it's boring? Well, that's because we've become comfortable, safe, and well acquainted in these video games. We log into whatever console or PC we're playing on and we play the same thing because we know what to expect. Your life now becomes a cycle of doing the exact same thing over and over again. Waking up, eating the same food, listening to the same music, playing the same video game, and sleeping in the same bed. You are now autonomous. You lose control of your routine and don't see a light at the end of this long, dark, repetitive tunnel. This has just become your life now. But you decide to take a risk one day. Instead of going with the usual options, you choose to deviate and actually do something challenging that brings you out of your pit of despair. What I just described was my life of playing the same video game and living the same life. But then, one day I had an epiphany. This is where I ask you to take a look at your own life and ask what could be different. This is what I did, and for this one, I'm gonna need you to follow me, okay? Okay. Now grab your shoes, we're going for a walk. One day, I logged onto the PlayStation and began playing through Cyberpunk 2077, one of my favorite comfort games and easily one of my favorite games of all time. But while playing through a quest where a character named Songbird briefs us on how she can save us from dying, she asks me this.
Been meaning to ask, how bad is it for you?
At that point in time, I came up with a way to save myself from the feeling of boredom. If you find yourself not enjoying video games as much, here's a solution. Challenge yourself. That might sound a little bit cliche, but trust me, it works. While playing through this part of the game, I've been thinking of coding a virtual assistant that assists people in video games like a ChatGPT, but for video games. I am self-taught in computer science through watching Harvard's computer science lecture and through doing some external research of my own. And let me tell you this, creating this assistant was a challenge because of the fact that I lacked coding experience. Keep in mind, nothing scares me more than a job application, but this journey right here might just take the cake. I now was presented with the impossible dream, a vision, creating artificial intelligence that assists people in video games, and one day making it open source so that people around the world can experience a game in a different way. Although connecting strings, building arrays and message histories, and overall creating the source code proved to be the hardest thing I've ever done, I've never felt so alive. The trick for overcoming overstimulation from the games we play too much is to learn some sort of skill to either help us in the game or in real life. For me, that was coding artificial intelligence that turned my instant gratification into gratification that was earned. But looking at the amount of errors I encountered, I seem to have bitten off more than I could chew. There are times where the journey is what matters and not the end result. You have to recognize when you've been beaten, so I threw in the towel and I just went back to bed for the day.
Juan, did it work?
No, it didn't, but what kind of story would that be if I end up as a failure? I stayed up for long nights wondering why it didn't work. I had to fix this. This had now become my mission. It gave me meaning in life. There were nights where I stayed up for so long to the point where it affected me meeting up with other people in real life. Cause I had to manifest this project into reality. And ladies and gentlemen, life had been found. Araya.
Hi there, how may I help you today?
Songbird has asked us how bad our situation is.
Been meaning to ask, how bad is it for you?
How would you respond?
Although our situation is bad, there is no point in giving up. We should be there for Songbird since she unlocks a new ending to Cyberpunk 2077. Nothing's too broken to find a way back.
Clock's ticking. And fast. Relic will finish me sooner rather than later.
But you're here, looking for a means to survive. Still fighting. Chin up. We're in this together.
There is that.
And just like that, I felt accomplished for the first time in a long time when it came to gaming. Get this, she even works in Red Dead Redemption 2. Right, I have a question to ask you. Have you ever asked an AI on how to handle a confrontation with the KKK? Yeah, I thought so either. It's a new experience. Araya, how do I deal with the KKK in Red Dead Redemption 2?
Just watch. No need to act out of violence towards the KKK or take part in anything that harms them. Watch as events unfold. It'll totally be worth it.
I was about to toss a stick of dynamite into the crowd, but I took Araya's advice and waited, and funny enough, this happened. Instead of going about the same way I would have done any other day, I just let a third party put in their advice, and this is what happens. This was a new experience for me that provided the feeling of,
ecstasy.
So to you, if you feel jaded or just uninspired in regards to gaming, try challenging yourself to earn that gratification instead of playing the exact same way you would play on any other day. I'm not saying that you have to study computer science, but just change something in the way you play. If you're playing something like GTA 5, then try beating the game without killing anybody, if that's even possible. And if you play like a live service online game, try having a goal to make it to like the top 50 in the world, or something to at least keep you alive whilst you play that game. And if you play Souls games like Dark Souls or like Elden Ring, try challenging yourself to take a shower without avoiding the water like a boss. Calm down. I love Souls games too, unfortunately. This doesn't have to be in video games. Maybe try doing stuff outside your comfort zone that will make other experiences feel a lot better. Instead of making the same choices in your day, try reaching into the deeper end of life and try like going outside and talk to somebody, run a marathon, do something, and then reward yourself with that instant gratification. I hit the gym every single day from Monday to Friday. I'm trained by boxing coaches that put me through hell in the ring. I put in the work and then I come back at home, shower up, brush my teeth, and continue on with some cyberpunk 2077 because I feel like I've earned it. Try going out there to seek adventure, and once you're done, return back to your
mind palace.
Not to understand why you're burnt out from games, but to escape into a hidden universe only you can see and
feel it.
Also, if y'all are actually interested in having your own virtual gaming assistant in your own game, I'm currently working on Araya being an open source AI so that anyone could use her, including you. Yes, you. I can't do that without your help. This is all coming out of my pocket, and I'm a one-man team working on everything: the coding, the design, the editing, the optimization, just overall everything. And I hope to one day push her out so that some of y'all can use her and make sure that you guys have your own gaming experiences in a different way, in opposed to you playing the same game in the same way. All I ask of y'all is to like the video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe as well, and maybe share with a friend who is also into this type of idea. Best believe that I'm currently in the lab right now and I'm working so hard to make this a thing so I can provide this AI to you. And when it comes down to gaming, this might sound cliche, but just try something different. It might actually go a long way. I hope you all enjoyed the video. If you did, hit that like and subscribe button, and you all should take care of yourselves. Peace.